Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review. This is a House of Dragon, Season 3, Episode 7. I know I am behind. The show is over. The finale has already happened. And y'all better not tell me nothing about it in the comment section until I watch it, because I haven't yet. Because I'm behind. I had life in it right now. So, I had to take out some things. And I appreciate y'all who have been waiting on me, who have been patient for me to get these videos up. I've been going through some stuff, dog. I got the heart monitor off. I haven't got my results back on it yet. But I did have another biopsy done right above my heart. This has nothing to do with the heart itself. This is something totally different. But I had a biopsy there today. I'm still dealing with the car accidents, trying to get in the insurance situation settled with that. My job still ain't paying me correctly. Lord have mercy. Breathe, boys. Breathe. I had the 2 biopsies. I got the results of that. I do have a condition. I'll tell you about that later. And I got my stitches removed today. And my camera keep fucking falling off this doggone stand. So I've been going through some shit. I told y'all I broke my damn table. One of the fucking legs broke off the other day. The dog been sick. It's too much. It's too much. And then I found out some news, some family business that only my members, y'all who subscribe to my membership, y'all heard these stories. But some family stuff I found out too that they know about. If y'all ain't a member, you ain't gonna fucking know about it because it's my day in life, okay? Y'all don't get the deep shit. But let's get deep into this doggone episode. So anyway, I don't know why this episode is called The Winter Dragon. Maybe it's because one of the dragons seemingly was hyper fucking nating and now has woke up. Okay? But we start off with Helena. She outside, and I'm like, when the hell she get to go outside? When she like grounded and shit? So when the doors open, I realized, no, this is a dream. Wake up, girl. When she woke up, Rhaenyra was sitting right there by her bedside. She, asking about her mama. What have you heard from her? No, Alicent, she gone on her quest. It's been a long doggone time, and she ain't said nothing yet. Daemon, we don't know where the heck he at. He ain't said nothing yet. So far, nobody has returned and ain't nobody got no news. Rhaenyra is the most uninformed queen I ever heard of. Okay, but she brought her butt in there trying to act like she gonna bond with her little sister. Hey girl, hey. Helena picked up on that bullshit real quick, right? Especially since Rhaenyra started asking her about her dreams. I believe you a dreamer. I'm trying to figure out what you saying. She was like, I saw a gray mare. Rhaenyra was like, right, right. But what about Daemon? What about the Winter Woods? What about Tumbleton? What have you seen, child? What have you seen? And Helena's like, I don't know, shit. So she tell her, I'm a child. I'm a dreamer, not a seer, okay? She said, you know or you don't know and you just won't say it? Helena said, I don't know, okay? Okay, so then Rhaenyra snatched her up on her arm, and tell her, look, you ain't got to tell me as your sister, but as your queen, you going to tell me what I want to know. Trying to be all intimidating, okay? Am I going to prevail or what? Tell me. Rhaenyra, I'm like, you acting brand new, boo. She just told you that this castle changes you. You acting brand new. And right now, you proving her right. Because you sound real crazy and deranged right now. Helena, like, unhand me, shit, with your violent ass. So we go out to Harrenhall with Aemond and his old bony ass out there practicing yielding his sword and what have you. Now, he didn't do bad when he was fighting against those bounty hunters when they was trying to harm the witch. But now, all of a sudden, he got a lack of strength again. Plus, he ain't got the damn eye patch on. Like, put that shit back on. His eye is fucked the hell up to be damned. I'd be tired of looking at his doggone eye. So he in there trying to do a little roundabout with the sword and everything. And he almost threw his fucking hip out. And as he flung around, he gazed upon his loving mother, standing in the sunlight, red hair basking, just popping and shit. I'm like, how the fuck she get up there? Because the bounty hunters had to scale the damn wall. And she just sashay Shantae her ass on in the building. And the witch didn't even greet her. Something ain't right. He like, Ma, is that you? I told you I would come if I could. Here I am. Okay. Amy is like, something is off. Something not, I can't put my finger on it yet, but something is off. He said, "Weren't you captured?" She's like, "Nah, but your sister was. Okay, your sister was, and now you all I got." She kisses him, holds him close, and I say, "Here we go with the bullshit again. Here we go with this old incestuous bullshit again." I was like, "She is not about to play up the incest, is she? Is she?" And she disrobed, child. Disrobed. It was like, the road been long and hard, if you know what I mean. I just want to go to bed. I said, "No, no, this is not what we're doing. This is not what we're doing." She kept caressing him and kissing on his cheeks. And I'm feeling mighty uncomfortable with this scene, right? He asked her, "Well, what about Aegon?" She said, "Well, you know what, truth be told, he probably dead. He probably dead. I did all I could for him. But for you, I failed you. And for that, I'm sorry." And she said, he's like, "No, mother, no. You never failed me. I was too young, Aemond. I was too young." And I was like, Aemond is the youngest brother. How was you too young for him, but not too young for Aegon? I digress, right? So she started caressing and stroking his face, and I knew this bullshit was coming. And he was thrown off like me, like, "Wait, what are we doing here?" But he was fully into it, though. When he took his own damn mother to bed, and she went in for that caress and kiss, and then mounted him, I was like, "Nope, nope, nope. What the fuck? What the fuck, right?" Alicent is in here coaxing her damn son into fucking her. I was like, whoever decided to direct this scene, why did we need to have an extended fucking scene to see this anyway? She got on top of him, started riding him like a fucking roller coaster. And when he said, in this moment, when she said, "I'm going to give you a son," I said, "Oh, I know you fucking lying." Because I was relieved because she too fucking old to have more kids. Okay. I was relieved and appalled at the same fucking time. Is she that old? Because I think women was having babies a lot younger. They had to be younger. When say here like in their late 20s, they wouldn't have kids no more back in those days. Anyway, I do realize it wasn't Alicent. It was the witch. Okay. And I was appalled it was the witch. What have you seen? Okay. And she asking him this, and he like, "Wait, what? What?" And I was like, "Did you just project yourself as his mama? What the hell?" Okay, so, or was it him? Was he tripping? Was he just imagining it was his mama? Still, what the hell, right? He rushes outside, and there she is for real. And he ain't really sure. Like, is this really you? Okay, is this really you? And I just realized in this episode who Sir Dunstan is. The one that's in charge of the White Wolves or the Winter Wolves. He was the mob boss that was on Power Book Force with Tommy Walter Flynn. That's who he was. I was so mad at him in that doggone show because his accent kept fucking changing all the time. He was also Chibbs in The Son of Anarchy and in the original Gladiator. He was in Braveheart. Was in the second Galaxy, the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. He was in the second one of that. Plus, he been in a whole lot of other stuff, right? But no, he riding back, and he got Cole's head on a spike, baby. He was so fucking disrespectful. He left the guy doggone arrow in his face. Well, shit, back at Tumbleton, G. Wayne coming there and tell Ormond that, Dunstan and them, they like a day away from us. They down by Blackwater. And Ormond was like, "Oh, so your boy Cole dead then? Oh, well, I got something for her ass then." Okay. G. Wayne is like, "What do you have for her? What is that about?" He didn't answer, though. He didn't answer. And I'm wondering, what the fuck did you got for her? That's what I'm trying to figure out, too, right? So anyway, Daemon flies back to the Vale, demanding to see Rhaenyra. But apparently, she bounced, remember? So he like, "You should have chained her ass up." Lady Erin is like, "Be for real, for real. You want me to chain the dragon rider? She gonna expose me too. The damn villagers, they out there talking about this wild girl living up in the fucking mountains. So no, I will not be party to this any fucking longer. I'm telling Rhaenyra, okay?" Damon's like, "No, the hell you won't. Because this will not stop Rhaenyra from killing your ass and bringing you the pain. So give me a day. Let me find my daughter, okay? And then I knew it. I knew it. I said they were going to pit brother against brother in regards to Baylor. They hinted at it, but they didn't like really stay on it long. But Adam is out there with Baylor. She's still looking for Aemond. And he bring up the name thing again, okay? And she's like, why all of a sudden now, okay? He said, what if I want to marry, gain the attention of a highborn lady? I said, some more incestuous bullshit. He stepped to her, all smiles and stuff. And when she said, my uncle told you about us, Adam was like, But then the dragon appeared off in the distance, so we didn't really get into that too deeply, right? Back at Harrenhall, Aemond still not sure if he really seeing his mama right now. She telling him how she escaped and who helped her escape. And he was about to choke her like this ain't fucking real. Then she cupped his face and said the same thing she said in the dream. Not the baby part though. She didn't say that part. And Aemond was like, oh hell no, something is off. But he still ain't quite sure. So they went outside to get this escort that brought her there. He had his hand on the sword, and Alicent was looking scared as hell, like, oh God, oh no, it's gonna go wrong. And dude was like, hey, your mama deserved better. She the fucking queen, okay? She the queen consort. She deserved better, my grace, because last we checked, Aemond was the king. So Aemond goes to shake his hands, and he put a blade right in their motherfucking throat. He's like, oh, just choked his ass out, look. Turned to Alice and said, like, don't trust nobody. We ain't trusting nobody. And I was like, okay, what the hell? Then the witch decided to bring her little monkey ass on out. So, oh, you here for supper? Girl. So, last time we talked about this, I thought Corlys had got killed, but they didn't show the body, And so, he just got kidnapped by Roxton. So, this must be Ormond's, the one thing he got for Rhaenyra. He didn't capture Corlys. So Ormond there, he trying to fatten him up with food and drink, and Corlys ain't having none of that shit, right? He like, I don't do swine nor wine. Come again, bring something else. Okay, so he basically want to keep Corlys there in hopes that the men of Driftmark will disobey Rhaenyra, and once again had a city folk mad at Rhaenyra, right? Darren is like, what good is it for us to do that type of shit? What sense does that make? Especially when we got the doggone Winter Wolf on our ass. Well, Ormond is like, boy, don't you dare question me. Don't fucking question me again. He gave him that look, like, I will pop off on that ass. And Corlys is like, you know what? I ain't got time for this shit. Can I go now? Okay. Yeah. Be gone. Okay. Be gone. So he grabbed his knife though for Corlys. And I was like, what the fuck is he finna do? Lorena bop at him? Or shave his head? One of the two he gonna do. So Darren, he in there talking to G Wayne, and he's like, okay, I'm supposed to be the motherfucking king. Why am I surrendering all my power to Ormond? And G Wayne tell him, now you know good and God doggone well, you ain't got the power to start with. You basically like another fucking Tomlin talking about you gonna get the army to surrender. No, they not. Not for you. You really ain't gonna even order them to surrender, because that's what you said, order them to surrender. You ain't finna convince none of them of that. So G Wayne tell him, look, just take your dragon to Sarion, fly the fuck away. Without you, he has no king. But Darren tell him, doggone well, that's still not gonna stop him from acting like he do have one. As far as he heard, Rhaenyra can have the fucking throne. He don't even want it. Well, speaking of Rhaenyra, Manderley has finally caught on to what his real purpose is. It's to be the fall guy for them. He said his reputation is failing. His damn daughter don't even like him no more. And any request that he got to them to alleviate whatever the crown's problem is, it seems to be falling on deaf ears. Every time he suggests something, they disregard him. And Rhaenyra just disregarded him again, blowing right past his questions, right past his accusations, pretending that he didn't even state them. And Mandy Lee was looking like, I know you fucking lying. I know she heard me talking. Okay, well, again, Lord Corlys still ain't made contact with them, so she worried about that. That's her question. And I was like, again, you are a pathetic queen. Why you ain't got your ears to the street? Ain't that's what the white worm's supposed to do? What happened to her little fucking whisperers or whatever the fuck they call them? Why ain't nobody coming back running and tell that what's going on out there in the streets? Ormond seemed to know everything that's going over here in the castle with you. How come Rhaenyra don't never know shit? So don't nobody know what's going on with Alicent either. Hell, Daemon took off on his own. They don't know what the fuck he doing. He out there trying to find Rhaenyra. But as far as everybody else, Tully and his men, again, they still a day away. Just like Roxton said. Oh, who said that? What was Roxton? G. Wayne told him that. They a day away from Tumbledon. How is everybody getting to and fro from Tumbledon so fucking fast? Everybody except for Rhaenyra's army. Anyway, Manderly is like, hold up, I was not done talking. You ain't finna fucking ignore me, right? But then he was cut off by Lady Frey. She's still begging for Harrenhall. Rhaenyra's like, fine, fuck it, it's yours. Take it. Okay, if you just shut the hell up, you can have it. And she was like, oh, I damn sure will, you know. Just then, Baela and Adam come in, tell her about Sheep Stealer. They just saw him. That's the dragon that they saw pass them up. And there was indeed a rider on that dragon, right? The white worm hopped in quickly. Told you Daemon was a fucking liar. I told you Daemon can't be trusted. Daemon this, Daemon this. And I wish this bitch would keep Daemon name out her motherfucking mouth. But she could like, how you gonna honestly believe anything he say to you? How you gonna believe that, right? Well, speaking of Harrenhall, Aemond has decided to stay there with the witch. He gonna start a new kingdom with the witch. Because he got a feeling that Rhaenyra, she gonna fall any fucking way. So he just gonna rule from another motherfucking place. In the meantime, Alicent can't go no goddamn word. She like, well, what about Helena? He like, what about her? You staying right here with us. The witch at first was smiling ear to ear when she heard him say that he was gonna stay there. She was all happy and shit, right? But when he said that Alicent gotta stay too, she's like, no. She was hotter than fish grease, y'all. She was hotter than fish grease. She was like, this was not in my fucking plans. I did not mean for your damn mama to stay here too. Okay. She tell Aemond she gotta go. She means you no good. He like, girl, bye, that's my mom. And you would not come between blood. Okay. She like, but she means you no fucking good. She is evil. I can feel it because I'm an evil bitch too. Okay. He say, if you don't keep my motherfucking mama name out your mouth, stop, keep talking about my mom if you want to, you're gonna fuck around and find out. That's what he told her. So Alicent, she's already preparing herself for a moment that she gonna have to fight. She run outside, you know, hyperventilating and shit. And then she remembered that the damn dead, her escort is there dead. She couldn't lift his fucking sword. So she grabbed his dagger off his body. She's like, okay, be ready for this. And then she spotted some berries over in the bushes. What you gonna do with those, right? In the meantime, Aegon, Clubfoot, and Twin, they run into a problem, right? They was heading, where are they supposed to be going? Bottles? I think so. Okay. But where they supposed to be going, the pathway there is overrun by the mutants. Now the mutants were the ones that's loyal to Rhaenyra. So they can't go there. But they can't turn around because the word is the mutants back at Rook's Rest too. If the mutants is back at Rook's Rest, why the fuck ain't they handling Ormond? I don't understand. Oh, because Ormond not at Rook's Rest. Oh, Ormond's at Tumbleton. It's so many goddamn places. Anyway, it's a whole search party out there looking for Twin. They find out. They saw Tom. And he's like, yeah, they looking for Twin right there, right? So, and they hopping from village to find him. Now, knowing Clubfoot, I was like, he gonna give up Twin to save his own life. And right when I said that, he tells Twin, you need to give yourself up, okay? He like, the fuck I will. She'll kill me. She'll flay me, okay? What? She'll take me the fuck out, right? Clubfoot say, well, at least that'll give us a chance to get by them. Aegon is like, both of y'all, just fucking go. Okay, I ain't running no goddamn more. If I die, I die. I'm gonna die like a king. They can bury my ass next to my fucking dragon. Twin say, look, if you gonna stay, I'm gonna stay too. Now, they gonna look over at Clubfoot. Now, he like, shit, not me. The escorts even took off, not me. So they left too, okay? Clubfoot was like, I guess that's my cue to finally part ways. Okay. So Twin tried to make him feel guilty. You finna leave your master? Deuces? He said, I'm a fucking cripple. What the hell am I gonna do? I ain't no use in battle. Unless he forcing me to stay. Aegon was like, look, ain't nobody got time for that shit. Go. Be gone. He said, okay, I'm gonna sing some songs and write some poetry about your ass, though, my grace. Don't worry, I got you. So Sheep Stealer out there flying around. And I don't know where Sheep Stealer going. Rhaenyra don't know where Sheep Stealer taking her or where she fucking going. But all of a sudden we see Carax's ass come in. Daemon's dragon. How you didn't sense that other dragon? Carax is dropping down on his head like, sit your ass down. Ho, sit down. He was like Maceo. Ho, sit down. Ho, sit down. Ho, sit down. Sheep Stealer got on the goddamn ground. Rhaenyra jumped off, but Sheep Stealer was ready. Like, what? What? Gonna pop me upside my motherfucking head, stick a go doggone back? What's wrong with you, fool? You know, he got his little roar up in him. Is Sheep Stealer a girl or a boy? I don't know. Anyway, Daemon hop off, you know, and so Sheep Stealer turning up. Syrax is turning up. Like, you don't want these motherfucking problems, cuz. You don't want them, right? So she's telling Daemon, stay back, stay back. I have no control over him. He doesn't listen to me. Exactly. He don't fucking listen to you. So what the hell do you think you doing? Apparently, the girl with the dragon who got Jace killed because she didn't know how to master her fucking dragon plans to go off with this dragon who don't fucking listen to her to try to find Vhagar, one of the fiercest fucking dragons in the damn kingdom. Girl, you crazy as hell. You crazy as you look. Okay. Daemon so much told her so. He like, okay, boom. So I know I ain't been a good daddy for you, right? But it's time that I make up for that right now. I'ma go with you. We can fight together. We'll be stronger together. But no sooner than he said that, Rhaenyra pulled up with Adam. Rhaenyra, you sold me out. I didn't know such thing. You did. I did not. Okay. You ain't got to believe me. But what you got to do right now is run. Run, girl, run. They gonna tear your black ass to shreds. They gonna tear you to shreds. Rhaenyra tell Adam to go chase her ass. Chase whoever that was, because she still hadn't seen who it was. So Rhaenyra take off, Adam go after her. And Rhaenyra start to argue with Daemon. Well, why is she hunchback of Notre Dame again? Oh, I guess because the dragon wings was all high and shit. And both of the dragons still roaring at each other back and forth, right? And Rhaenyra is like, Daemon, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you out here having a one-on-one conversation with Sheep Stealer's rider? And don't fucking lie to me. Because you already told me the Sheep Stealer's rider was motherfucking dead. But Adam come back carrying Rhaenyra over his shoulder. The dragons get a little bit more antsy. So now we got 4 dragons on the ground. They all just back and forth, right? Rhaenyra is not helping because she's steady fucking yelling louder and louder than she really need to. I understand you got to talk over their roars, but you really animated in your body and stuff like that. So she's still a roar like, hey, don't be hollering at my motherfucking girl like that, right? Syrinx roared back with some different fire in her throat and said, you better watch who the fuck you talking to. That's the queen, right? And at that point, they realized that nobody got control over their fucking dragons except for Daemon. So he hopped on Syrax's because, you know, a scuffle was about to happen, okay? The dragons start to attack each other. And it's hard for them to calm down once they start attacking each other. So they out there like fucking pit bulls. Adam, he jump on Sea Smoke, his dragon, and now it's 2-3. Okay. Sheep Stealer was handling her business though. I go back from him being her and him. Anyway, Sheep Stealer was out there handling business. She had Syrax all on the ground by her neck, just chopping her up. Then Sea Smoke got behind him, and Syrax was able to take a bite out of Crown, went for Sheep Stealer's neck. And then Syrax said, oh, fuck it, I got to join in the family now. So now it's 3-1. That was so fucking unfair. Sheep Stealer was still trying to handle business as best as he can. But you know, Syrax is the toughest dragon in the fucking kingdom. Syrax could whoop Vhagar's ass if he need be, right? And Syrax was not playing fair at all. Not only did it have teeth locked in, it was having a barbecue at the same fucking time, just eating the meat right off the grill. And just snatching meat out of damn, she was still in that. Rhaenyra's weak ass. She took Rhaenyra off on Syrax and they rode off. Daemon told Adam, go on, get out of here, go on right off too. Syrax is gonna handle this shit, right? So as soon as, Rhaenyra was screaming bloody murder, no, stop, right? And murder was the case that they tried to give him. Because Syraxis was trying to finish Sheep Stealer. Now, she didn't put her down in front of us. So Sheep Stealer may be still alive, because again, if we don't see no body. Okay, but she got in one good swing, knocked Daemon on his ass off the damn dragon. And then she limped her ass away. Daemon just stood there and watched, because he's like, that's my baby dragon. My bad, dog. That's how he was looking at him. But anyway, while Rhaenyra is away, the mice will play. Sylvie came over to petition Rhaenyra, and the White Worm tell her office hours are from 9 to 5, and it's 5:30. Okay, but I could take your concerns if you want me to, and when she in the right mood, I can convince her to listen to me. So Sylvie like, so you just gonna name yourself a proxy? My, ain't we acting brand new? That's the same thing that Helena told Rhaenyra. Being up in that motherfucking castle changed you. The White Worm was like, well, shouldn't somebody be accountable? Because she ain't. Girl, Sylvie tell her you ain't feeling nobody. You got something up your sleeve. A snake only shed its skin just to grow new skin. Okay? But they still is fucking snake. She said, oh, I get it now. You trying to stun on me. Trying to be all up in my face with these $1,000 silk dresses on and shit. But be ye reminded, these ain't your motherfucking people, cuz. Okay? You are and will always be a hoe. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife. But speaking of hoe, Alicent out there in Harrenhall telling Aemond, yo hoe don't want me here. I don't want to come between with whatever it is y'all got going on. So if you want me to, I'ma go. He like, no, Ma, I'm glad you're here. Okay? So she's like, well, I made you spice wine like I used to when you was little. You couldn't go to sleep without it. You was making your kids drunk when they was little. That is the goal, though, to put you to sleep permanently. So Aemond is looking at that cup like, what the fuck you on? Okay, the witch told me not to trust your ass, but you are my mama. And she like, if you don't trust me, who do you trust? And again, go caressing his motherfucking face. So then he confesses to trying to kill Aegon. Where'd that come from? That didn't even fit the situation. Then Alicent, it hit her in the heart when she heard this shit. Oh, you did try to kill your brother. But she couldn't show that to him. She told him, I already knew. I knew you did it. You were just being foolish. So Daemon, back at the Red Keep, he come in to speak to Rhaenyra, talk to her about her cousin's stepdaughter. He wanted to apologize for protecting her. But that's my daughter, It's the daughter that I neglected. But I was protecting her in hopes of protecting you too. Your mental health, that is. So Rhaenyra is like, I can't with you right now. I can't do this with you right now. The hour is late. That means get the fuck on. Okay. And then we go to see Baela. She go in there to see her sister. And no, she kind of tell her it's kind of a little too late for stories from Rhaenyra too. She did rule her chances of becoming a queen. But Baela's like, you know what? It's whatever. I'm sleeping with my uncle cousin anyway. And speaking of uncle cousin, he just received word from Corliss. He finally heard from him. Well, actually, he received word, finally like a sign in language that he actually knew. Ormund sent him his finger in a box with Corliss's ring. How Ormund know to send it to Aemond? Because then the word ain't been spread, that's his son. But anywho, yeah, Corliss, we still ain't seen the body, so I still ain't gonna say he dead again. But he did get, and it was the middle finger too. He sent him the middle finger with his ring on it, like, fuck you. He pops go right here. So fine, you kill Cole, I got your ass. So apparently, Alicent did poison his wine with those little berries, whatever those berries were, poison blackberries or something like that. Well, when she grabbed the dagger earlier, is when she, like I said, was when she took it in. She noticed those berries. So Aemond, he comes stumbling over his own fucking feet, fall in the room where the witch is at. And she was like, Fucking idiot. I mean, she was less dramatic. She was like, idiot. Actually, though, with the less dramatic, it gave a little bit more impact. Anyway, Alicent, she running, trying to free herself from Harrenhall's walls. And she made it out. And I was like, fuck, they could have tripped that bitch or something. There's something. You know, Helena is back at the crib having dreams about having a baby. At first, I was like, is she really having it? Has it been this fucking long? But she was just dreaming. Because then she was riding on Dreamfire. I was like, where the fuck this come from? You know, she out here setting the damn army on fire, like, ah, kaboom, right? Then we see her playing under the moonlight. So I knew it wasn't real. This is all she been wanting to do. And I said, winter is coming. Because then the snow started to fall and shit like that. So Rhaenyra, she couldn't sleep. Okay, so she runs into the worm's chambers. And the first thing she walked in the door, the worm was like, I told you not to trust his ass. She could not keep Daemon's name out of her mouth. He lied to you this time and he gonna betray you the next. So Rhaenyra's like, you know, you mean like you? She's like, what you talking about? My queen, what's up with that, right? She said, girl, all you've been trying to do is turn me against Daemon. Try to mold me into your motherfucking puppet. And then she's like, I'm offended. All I did is try to counsel you to your father's wishes. And so Rhaenyra's like, what the fuck has that got me? Not a damn thing. Trying to be like him. Then Worm turned the softness on. Showered her with compliments and she stroked her hair and everything. Twinged her little braid. Rhaenyra and there melting like snow in a fireplace. She like, who, me? You think I'm worthy? Then the worm did the Alicent on her. Caressed the little face, looked long and looked into her eyes. I've never been more certain. I knew they was about to rock, paper, scissors. Anyway, Rhaenyra is weak as hell. But Aegon, you know, he said, you know, he tired of being a weakling. He out there. He heard the army marching toward him. The twin stood up. And he stood up like, fuck it, I'm about to ready to meet my maker. He grabbed a little sword too, said, hey, let's get busy. This is going to be the last stand, okay? So the Mootons walked up on them and was like, hey, we here for the queen. Throw down your weapons, pledge fealty. Aegon turned around like, nah, this can't be it. I can't go out like no sucker. This ain't how it's supposed to be going down. Twin is like, so what we going to do, king? What we doing? Aegon turned back around to face him again and say, I will not bend the knee to this false queen. Fuck what you talking about. Right. Then Lord Wallace recognized Twin, like, hey, Talon, is that you? Aegon say, don't worry about him. Worry about me. I'm the motherfucking king. I am King Aegon Targaryen, the only green that poetry like. Okay? The second, okay? The king of kings. The seventh return around the sun and the moon and all that shit they be saying. You know, the true and rightful heir. Okay? Strike me now. Go ahead, hit me if you want to. And the stranger will show no mercy. Then you saw Wooten's army backing up. And so Aegon thinking that his little speech is working, like, top of the world, ma. You know, that's how he doing. What Denzel saying, I'm the king of this shit. I'm King Kong of this motherfucker. That's how Aegon was acting right now. Twin had to turn to him too, like, what the fuck is going on? What just happened? And then he realized what Wooten and them was saying. All of a sudden, Aegon turned around because he heard the rumblings of a familiar being. Sunfire has risen from the dead. Or came out of hibernation. We know one of the two because, again, this is the dragon in the winter. And he, like I told y'all, he lived. I told y'all this motherfucker wasn't dead. And somehow, not only is he back alive, he back like he ain't never left. Shout out to AJ and BJ. Anywho, Aegon was like, Dracarys. Twin squatted down like, don't get me, get them. Man, Sunflower lit they motherfucking asses up. Aegon was screaming like, yeah! Like he was at a goddamn WWE wrestling match. He was screaming his ass off. I told y'all Aegon is the green I like. And it's sad. It's sad that I do not like more people on the green. Because the black team, I like the people, but y'all weak as fuck, man. Anyway, But yeah, I like Aegon. He crazy as a motherfucker. And plus, the actor who played him, Tom Glenn Carney, he's a cutie. He's a cutie underneath all the burnt skin and the hair loss and shit. Anyway, off. Fuck out of here. Up on the hill, just drinking. And I'm like, who the fuck brought this motherfucker something to drink? He ain't supposed to be drinking. He up there drinking with Ormond. They got a whole motherfucking bonfire going on up there on that hill. And I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck is Ormond doing? You was sent there to make sure you monitor Ormond's movements. And y'all up here having a fucking ponderosa? Ormond talking about he heard word that Daemon bitch slapped him in the middle of the street. Off like, you know what? You offered me a title before. You offered me a little castle. What's good? What we gonna do? What we doing about that? I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? All right, child. I watched this the other day. So maybe I'm missing something, maybe I'm not. If I did, I'll talk about it in the next episode. Because again, this is what day is this? This Friday. So I'm gonna try to get that mug up Saturday for y'all. Thank y'all for watching again. Thank y'all for being patient. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I feel like it's something else after Oath and them and Ormond is having this meeting. But Oath done switch sides. That's pretty much it. His old thin little ass. This is why the fucking Targaryens fail. Shit. All right. Talk to y'all next video. Peace.